All right, and we're back. It's been a while. Sorry about that. It was not intentional, but life gets busy. Haven't played a ton of Melee since the big monthly regional, which is sad because I felt like I was in a bit of a groove there and grinding tournaments, playing net play, practicing. But that's okay. Work got really busy and still found some time to play a little bit of Melee here and there since the last tournament and today. So that's good. We're not going in totally rusty. So yeah. I had some thoughts, some things I wanted to share with you guys. I was thinking about this thing I've noticed has changed about Melee tournaments since I started playing, and then I wanted to talk about the local tonight, preparation for it, thoughts I had about it, things like that. But before we do that, I do need to get in the habit of shilling a tiny bit, if you'll indulge me. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subs on YouTube. I think it should be super doable. So I think we're pretty close already, just over 900. So consider subscribing, at least interacting with the video in some way. It helps a lot. So please feel free to do that. And also, if you're a member of my Patreon, I haven't mentioned this before, you get early access to these videos. So consider joining the Patreon. You get that benefit as well as others. So that's enough shilling. Let's talk about today. So I was thinking about this on my drive to work today, actually. How tournaments, like, I feel like when I started playing Melee, tournaments were this battleground. They were this, like, I just picture like a dojo, like everybody showing up, trying to get better, grinding, putting it all out on the line, being vulnerable here and there, struggling, suffering, succeeding at times, within, like, not necessarily, I wouldn't call it a safe space per se, but like a place that felt you could be comfortable in getting uncomfortable, if that makes sense. In terms of, like, challenging yourself against others, in a place that wasn't necessarily like a super major or something, right? It was a dojo in my brain. And it was like that for a really long time. And maybe it's just me. You guys tell me if I'm crazy. But I feel as though in recent years, especially like post Slippy, a couple years after Slippy came out, I wonder if there's any correlation there. Hold that thought. We'll talk about that. Where tournaments are no longer this dojo experience. To me, it feels more like people show up, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with this. I'm just observing. Well, it's not that I think anything's wrong with it, but I don't take issue necessarily. It's an observation, okay? That you know what? I'm done beating around the bush. No, I will take issue with it. Tournaments have become this, like, Melee second event. It's no longer about Melee. It's no longer about getting better. It's no longer about challenging yourself against other people. It's no longer about, I lost to this guy. Dang it. I'm going to get in the lab, come back next week and try it again. It's no longer this hub where you can, like, congregate together with other like-minded folks who are trying to, suffer a little bit in terms of, like, losing to people you don't want to lose to, grinding, things like that, and then occasionally coming out victorious. Like, that sort of thing is really exciting to experience as well. Like, it's not all suffering, right? It's also this place where you can reap the benefits and rewards of your hard work. Now, it's like, all of that, it's still there, but it's not the priority. It's not the reason people show up, I feel. And I guess that's fine if that's not necessarily your goal. But to me, it seems like it's a social experience first. It's let's go to the Melee local and play this game or do this other thing, and let's show up to, like, play funny side characters or play our secondaries because I'm not feeling up for it, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I'm not trying to, like, throw shade at anybody specific. I think this is, like, a general thing. And I kind of, I miss the old, like, maybe I'm nostalgic, and maybe I am only thinking about this through the lens of, like, the good old days, right? I'm sure there was some degree of this back in the day as well with some folks, but I felt that predominantly you showed up to locals to grind and to get better, suffer a little bit, go again next time, that sort of thing. And I just don't get that vibe anymore. And frankly, it makes me a little sad. Like I grew so much at my locals, you know. I remember going like 1-2, 2-2, and being like, oh dang it! Like I really wanted that. I spent all week thinking about this matchup, this rival that I had, and it didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. And going again the next week, and going again the next week, over and over and over. And it was so sick. I had some of my best improvement in those days. And now and it's different because I'm at like a different point, obviously, in the Melee career, or whatever you want to call it. But I don't see the same fire out of other people. Maybe it comes out here and there, and maybe it's unique to my own scene, and maybe we just as a collective, need to be better about that. Maybe I could be better about that. But yeah, I wish tournaments were still this hotbed of competition and trying to get better and trying to help each other get better, you know, instead of being like, oh yeah, I just came from work, blah blah blah, I'm not really feeling blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I guess I'll play secondaries, haha. And then there's always like a couple of people who are trying to like train in the dojo, and it's hard for them because of those experience, like that experience with other people who aren't necessarily in the same headspace. And I'm not saying everybody needs to be like 100% focused on improvement all the time, but I certainly don't see a majority of people doing that anymore. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade. It's just something I've noticed. And I think it has something to do with Slippy. You know, I go back and forth. Like maybe Slippy was a mistake. Like now you can, if your games you grind, like where you're trying to improve, you can do it at home. Like, okay, I'm gonna grind rank for a couple hours. Cool. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that on unranked or direct connect or a net play tournament. And then the local is for my social experience rather than, you know, treating it like I would be treating online. And that's probably what it is for the most part. I hope that's what it is. I hope it's not like this lack of fire and desire people have, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Let me know what you think about that. I could be going crazy. I just know I don't get that vibe anymore. I haven't had it in many, many years. I think like pre-COVID, maybe a little bit after COVID was the last time I experienced it, so I don't know. So anyway, I was thinking about that this morning on my drive. But today, we're going to Run the Melee number 67. No correlation between our attendance and the title of the local. I just happen to be free tonight. Shout out to my wife for solo parenting tonight. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a while, like I said, since I went to an IRL tournament. The monthly was the last one, regional, whatever you want to call it. That was 2-3 weeks ago now. I don't remember. But I'm excited. I didn't see a whole lot of people reg. I saw at least double digits, which is always a good sign. Saw some good people signed up. We'll see how it goes. I hate to keep saying this. I really hate it. Because I don't want to put out this, and I just complained about people johnning before going to locals or whatever, right? But I don't want to be the guy who's like, oh yeah, I'm still derusting, blah, blah, blah. But it's just kind of reality for me. Like, I genuinely haven't been able to play as much as I would have liked between the last tournament and this one. And maybe something I need to get better about is, instead of saying, oh, I'm derusting, blah, 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 and putting that thought into my brain to the point where I start to believe it about myself, instead I could say, yeah, maybe I'm a little rusty, but it's not, I can pick it up. Like, I'll what's the word for getting rust? There's a word for removing rust. Polishing? Derusting? I can do whatever that is at the local tonight. I can do it as I prep for it. I've been playing Melee for 10 years. I've got muscle memory. It shouldn't be a problem, you know? Yeah, maybe I'm not going to be playing 10 out of 10. I'm not going to be playing like I was at my last super major when I was really grinding, that sort of thing. But that doesn't mean I can't bring it. I can't give it my all. So I think I need to. Yes, it's the truth that I'm derusting, blah blah blah, and it's okay to acknowledge that. But I don't think I'm doing myself any favors by constantly reminding myself of that. Right? Yeah, let's mention it. Let's talk to you guys about it. That's what this is. But it's not meant to be. I don't want to victimize myself in my brain. You know, I'm going to show up to the local tonight, and I'm going to try to win the local. I don't care how rusty I am. Blah blah blah. Those things. The amount of rust I have is irrelevant to how much effort I'm going to give in terms of winning. Right? I don't want to give myself an excuse. So, trying to think of it like that. I don't want to make Johns or anything like that. So, and you know. I kind of said this already, but if you John enough, if you're the type of person, I've been this person, you start to believe the Johns. You know, you start to identify with your Johns. They start to be, you and your Johns are one and the same. Your inability, the lack of sleep you got, you are just now the person who always has to play tired, right? You always have that hanging over your head. Your controller, oh, my controller's doing this, it's doing that. You are just in your head always doubting your ability because your controller might be affecting you. Those types of things, like, of course, some of that might be in truth. Yeah, maybe you didn't get enough sleep. Maybe your controller is acting up. Absolutely. Go do something about it. And then stop whining about it, you know? You're just gonna hold yourself back mentally by constantly identifying with the Johns that you have. That goes for matchups too, you know? Like, oh yeah, I'm just terrible at the Falco Ditto, or oh man, I can't stand campy floaties, blah blah blah. Well, okay, then you're never gonna be able to stand them. Like that can't be your approach. Sorry, I'm on a bit of a soapbox today. Maybe it's just because I haven't talked to you guys in a while, but anyway, those are my thoughts going into the local. I'm looking forward to it. I brought some treats for the crowd. Maybe I can get a clip of it, but I brought some leftover donuts. I know, funny, right? Haha. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the local. I haven't seen people in a while. Looking forward to playing some CRT Melee. It just hits different, man. It just hits different. If you have a CRT at home, boot it up. Practice a little bit. You ever move around on a CRT solo practice by yourself at your house, and knowing you have a Slippy setup over there that you can access a 1v1 matchup versus anybody within a decent with a decent connection to you? Like, how about you ignore that urge and you just plug into the CRT and move around a little bit, man. Feel the cathode ray tube. Is that what CRT stands for? Feel the cathode ray tube coursing through your veins. Man, I have a special place in my heart for CRTs, and practicing on them, it feels good. So just give it a shot. You know, to me, it's like, go read a book. You know, stop watching so much TV, stop playing so much Unranked, go read a book. Guess it's not a perfect analogy, but anyway. Oh, one more thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's not a new camera per se. This is the camera I use for my stream at home, but I got a mount for it for my windshield. It like suction cups to it. It's pretty cool, and I got a mic set up. So hopefully this sounds good. I'm sure it looks better than my phone, but let me know what you think. I'm still toying with the camera settings and everything, so it could still need some work, but you guys just let me know. Anyway, we're about to get to the local. I'll take some clips as always from the tournament inside, and I'll talk to you guys after. Yeah, it's just set up with like the same settings I have for. All right, that's the local. I got upset not only once, but twice. Both times in the Falco Ditto. Unfortunate, I guess. I don't know. I hate to, I don't know, two things. One, I don't have a solution long-term for, like, poor tech skill, I guess. Because in the past, it's like, okay, I will simply grind more. Grind the things I'm messing up more often, and then that'll take care of, you know, any issues with tech skill, right? But these days, I simply do not have the time to commit to grinding out the tech skill needed to play the way I like to play. In addition to also like improving at matchups and all the other stuff associated with Melee. So I have to figure out a solution to that. I mean, maybe it's just being as efficient as possible with my time, and just trying to squeeze whatever tech skill consistency I can get out of the little time I have to commit to it. So I don't know. I hope it doesn't sound like a John or anything, but I was like, especially in the Ditto, where I like to play in a way that aggresses, and when I like am running into, and this is the second thing I was going to say, like I have a tough time not trying to instantly interact with like full hop aerialing on top platform, full hop double jumping, and like and it's so easy to just choose not to interact if you're like concentrated and like everything else is taken care of, like having clean tech skills, stuff like that. But I didn't have that. I'm like so profusely hot right now. I don't know if it was the venue or me, and I'm like just sweating. Like I literally, when I sat in the car, like I'm like did this with my hand. I'm like, oh my gosh. And again, like those aren't excuses, but it's just like my head was in a few different places, and then I'm like, all right, let's play the Ditto, let's fight. And then I'm just running into like full hop aerialing onto platforms, and you know, that's on me at the end of the day. And there's nothing like complaining about that doesn't really solve anything. It's more of just like okay, let's try to have better tech skill next time and like not fall for that sort of stuff. You know, I don't necessarily always have to be the aggressor. I don't necessarily always have to be the one setting up attacks. But I don't know, that's just like the way I like to play. And the problem is I don't know if this even makes sense to many people, but like you can play in a way that doesn't require much tech skill, right? Like I could choose to do that even as Falco, and I don't want to play like that. It's not fun, A. B, I don't think it's correct. So that's the other piece of it. So anyway, tournament was fine. Other than that, it was small-ish, like 16 people. I was the first seed, so that feels extra tough to get like double upset like that. Like not even get a chance at like redeeming myself versus who I lost to in winners. So we lost to Defy and Sigma, both really good Falcos, of course. I really hope. I don't want this era of Melee for me to be this cycle of like, all right, I haven't played Melee in a couple weeks, let's go to a local. I got absolutely destroyed. I guess I have to grind, and I start grinding, and other things fall by the wayside. And then I'm like, okay, cool, my Melee tech skill is back. My like mind is back into it. I can like win again. And then other stuff takes priority, like work, life, whatever. And then I'm like, oh, I haven't entered Melee in a while, let's go to a local. And then that cycle repeats. And I don't want that to be what this is. So I don't know. If I'm being honest with you guys, I didn't even want to like hit record right now. Like I'm a bit flustered and I'm like not in the mood. But I think it's important not only for me to like push myself through like uncomfortableness like this and getting my thoughts out, but also I think it's good for whoever's watching to be like, oh, like I can respond in a healthy way to mishaps and things not going the way I would prefer to, right? Like I'm definitely upset, don't get me wrong, like, and you should be not happy with losing, right? Especially in the manner that I lost. But I think there's a difference between that and me. Like I could have very easily, I could not have hit record. I could ditch all the footage I got today of my recording to the tournament, all that stuff, and just pretend like it never happened because, I don't know, tilt or whatever. But I'm not gonna do that. I think it's worth putting this out there anyway. So anyway, I'll keep this second part short just because I'm kind of tired. It's late. Hopefully we'll go to another local soon. I would like to space these out. Ideally, I don't want to do like the back-to-back-to-back tournaments like the first few videos were. I don't think that's reasonable. But yeah. Okay, I can't think of anything else to talk about. So take care of yourselves. Have a good night. Appreciate you watching.